Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be, and welcome to a special edition of Open Up. Today we have a very special guest, Professor M.S. Rao of India. Before we get to the esteemed professor, I'd like to share some information about our organization. First of all, my name is Dipchand Ramcharitar. I'm the Outreach and Development Coordinator at Voice of Men 360. Voice of Men 360 is a non-profit organization founded in 2020 and is based in Ontario, London, Ontario, Canada. Voice of Men 360 was born out of seeing a tremendous need and stepping up to provide services to help support and overcome men and boys' life challenges. We are part of International Men's Day. International Men's Day has been serving for over 21 years and so far over 90 countries around the world joined together and doing various activities regularly. International Men's Day follows 6 pillars, which is the overall well-being of men and boys. We follow in the same footsteps. Before I introduce our special guest, I would like to go through our disclaimer. We would like to remind you that Voice of Men 360's mission is always delivered with good faith towards peaceful harmony. The views and opinions expressed in today's episode are those of our speakers and do not necessarily represent Voice of Men 360. Our organization engages in discussion forums to offer inspiration and create awareness of the issues of men who wish to overcome their life challenges. We are not providing medical or therapeutic advice. Should we require that type of assistance, we recommend you contact a medical professional immediately. If you have any questions or concerns about today's episode or any Voice of Men 360 content, please email us at info@voiceofmen360.org. Now on to the show. So we do have today our esteemed Professor M.S. Rao. He is the father of soft leadership and the founder of MSR Leadership Consultants in India. He's an international leadership guru with 42 years of experience and the author of 52 books, including the award-winning See the Light in You. So there's so much more to the professor. So why don't I let the professor take it away and give us a brief introduction about who he is and what he's about. Professor Rao.
Thank you for inviting me. Let me share with you, first of all, the challenge I have. I'm survivor of brain stroke. In the year 2021, I was blessed to be alive of the brain stroke in the year 2021. And I survived because of my positive psychology, because of the power of subconscious mind, and because of the healthy habits that I acquired from Indian Air Force. I'm a late bloomer with OCD, dyslexic, and ADHD. Add to that, the brain stroke has worsened my health, and I have mental challenges, physical challenges, and financial challenges. I was born in a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. I'm 60 years old with lots of challenges. I rose like a phoenix after the brain stroke. And I have authored 52 books, including the award-winning book titled See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate, His Holiness Dalai Lama, has written a foreword. And I have 42 years of diversified experience, including Indian Air Force, business, teaching, and training. And let me share with you my challenge. I'm grateful to you for giving me this opportunity. I would have been dead in the year of 2021. I survived because of my positive psychology. And the doctors thought that, I won't survive. I was on that bed for a few weeks, and I lost my memory and lots of challenges. I'm using blood thinner. I have lots of so many challenges. So first of all, I'm grateful to you for giving me this wonderful opportunity and to share my thoughts. And I'm grateful for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Professor. So, for the audience, everybody who's watching, please bear with the professor. He had a severe illness related to a brain damage due to COVID. So, his speech might be a little bit impeded. So, please bear with him. But he's fought a valiant battle and he keeps doing excellent work. So, just bear with him. So, Professor, I know you have a very ambitious project going on. It is your vision to build 1 million students as global leaders by 2030. Can you briefly expand on that?
Yeah, I'm passionate about education and learning, and let me briefly share about myself. I was born in a toxic family, and at the age of 18, I joined Indian Air Force, and luckily I came out the toxic family members, and I developed a positive attitude after I joined the Indian Air Force. Acquired a couple of qualifications through private educations because I was not blessed with regular education, and I started with my Telugu language. I acquired seven qualifications including DME, BSc, MA, MBA, PGDCLL, and I earned my PhD in soft skills in the year 2011. And I did, after serving for 12 years in the Indian Air Force, I did business for 12 to 13 years. Which didn't work out. Then I joined academia around 16 years back. Then I joined for PhD, and in the year 2011, I earned my PhD in soft skills. And I'm passionate about education and learning, and students are very close to my heart. And some of the books that I have dedicated to my students, and one of the books that I have dedicated is Student Leaders. This book I have dedicated to Swami Vivekananda on the eve of 150th birth anniversary. And one of the books titled Vision 2030 1 Million Global Leaders. This I have dedicated to former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and Dr. Kiran Bedi, the first woman IPS officer, has written a foreword. So why I started this non-profit initiative is that I was not blessed with regular education, so there was a gap. Since I was not blessed with regular education, so I thought let me share my knowledge. So I started sharing my knowledge through four blogs and various social media platforms, and I trained around 50,000 students free of cost without charging any money. And I wanted to build 1 million global leaders, but things have changed after brain stroke in the year 2021. So I have gone online, and for the last 2 years, I have lots of challenges. Hopefully, I'll get back to the field. So I will start sharing my knowledge about Vision 2030, 1 million global leaders. This is my passionate project. Hopefully, God gives me the strength and courage to share my knowledge and build 1 million students as global leaders by 2030.
Well, Professor, everyone should really be admiring you for your valiant effort going forward, in spite of this humongous setback with the COVID illness. But I'm sure you'd be back on track soon, given your perseverance and persistence and your ambition and drive to go forward. So we look forward to you getting back on track as soon as possible. Moving forward. Um, I know mindfulness plays a big part in your life. Can you tell us what role does it actually play and how do you see that benefit in society as a whole?
Okay, so I'll briefly explain about the book. Uh, the title is See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate, His Holiness Dalai Lama, has written a foreword. This is the book very close to my heart. This is about mindfulness. Usually, I write books on students, executive education, training, development, learning, then various areas. Then I started exploring on mindfulness. Then I requested His Holiness Dalama to write a foreword. He has asked me to send the entire manuscript. Then I have sent the entire manuscript of the book titled "See the Light in You" to His Holiness Dalai Lama. He appreciated. Then he has written a foreword for my book titled "See the Light in You." This is about mindfulness. Mindfulness is a very important topic. It's very much required. Especially, it's more important after the pandemic. Even before that, also there were so many challenges. Mental illness is a challenge globally. So I started writing about various aspects like mindfulness, wellness, then organizations, how to cope up with the challenges, how to overcome suicides, the challenges for Generation Z. So all those things I have mentioned in this book. This mindfulness is very much required for all generations. It's more required for young people, especially these centennials or Generation Z. They're called with different names. This mindfulness is all about living in the present without excessively thinking about the future and without thinking about the unpleasant past. Research shows that people waste 30% of their precious time thinking about the unpleasant past that will never come back. And some people, they are overly worried about the future. So what we should do is we should learn to live in the present, and we should so that we can enjoy every moment, make a difference, and add value and make a difference in the lives of others. This book is very close to my heart, and the trigger I got is from the book only, because when I was teaching for educational institutions, some youngsters were committing suicides because of the examination fear and various other challenges. Then that trigger flashed on my mind. Then I wrote a book, the title "See the Light in You." This is the journey of mindfulness, and this is very much relevant not only now, in the future. And we are going to have more and more challenges in the future, so we should be mindful and we should be ethical whatever we are doing.
Right. Thank you, Professor. I know for myself, on based on research, credible research, it seems that pretty much everybody, no matter what demographic they fall in, whether it's conventional medicine, alternative medicine, psychiatrists, psychologists, spiritual leaders, they all, if there is one common thing they agree on, is meditation.
Yeah,
It seems like it's a proven scientific fact that people
yeah,
who meditate benefit enormously over
yeah,
time. So it's great that you're involved in this particular aspect of meditation. It's called mindfulness meditation. So that's just wonderful. So how now, moving on, how do your current health challenges impact your day-to-day activities and your drive to accomplish your vision?
yeah. It's a great question and a very interesting question and a very thought provoking question. And I never thought that I would be alive. Maybe God has I was blessed to be alive of the brain stroke, because I lost my memory, and I started using blood thinner. I did physiotherapy exercises. Now also I have some problems with the health. Sometimes I'm stammering. I have blood clotting in my brain. So lots of challenges are there. So what we should do is you should be very resilient in life. God has given life. We must know how to utilize your time judiciously, mindfully, and ethically to add value and make a difference in the lives of others. So, what we have to emphasize on this mindfulness, and you should never ever give up, because sometimes people give up because of health issues or financial challenges, mental challenges. Should never give up. You are gifted with one life, and you are living in this beautiful planet. And you are having a limited time on this planet, so you must utilize time in such a way that you lead your life peacefully and happily, and also you will make others around you happy, and also you will make a difference in the lives of others. So, this is the essence of my life. This is my philosophy. Let bygones be bygones, and don't worry about the past things. Avoid toxic activities, because I myself was born in a toxic family. I was betrayed by my father-in-law. I was betrayed by my brother-in-law. So lots of challenges I had. Add to that, my right hand was paralyzed. So lots of challenges, and doctors thought that I won't survive, but I survived. My right portion of the body was totally collapsed. 6 months I had problems. Now also while walking I have a problem. So for the last 1 year I started going to gym, and I am walking, but the challenge of this right hand is still problematic because I can't type and write. So I have chronic problem with my right hand. There is no sense to my right hand. It's numb. So lots of challenges. So despite all the challenges, you should never ever give up. You should be very bold. You should be very courageous. You should be creative, and you should never. You should be patient, and you should be persistent, and keep moving in the right direction, because life is a wonderful gift. So once you are given a beautiful gift, enjoy the love, and lead your life, and do the best you can, so that people will be happy and you can be happy, and you can bring a better change, you can build a better world.
Wow, that's fantastic. It's commendable. People should use you as a model for persistence, temperament, the ability to move forward in spite of really, really heavy setbacks. And you've made adjustments. You're now in the gym. You've adjusted your initial vision for a million students based on your illness. And the point is, you haven't given up. In fact, you have a stronger drive to move forward and get the mission accomplished. So again, you're doing wonderful work, and you really, you've decided that this is it. I've got to go through with this, and you're sticking to your gun. So thank you, Professor, for that
Thank you.
incredible inspiration that others can draw from. So
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
want, you're welcome, sir. I want you to think about your own experiences as well as people around you, the environment, for the next question, which is using your own as well as others' experiences. How do you see boys' lives shaping up towards adulthood? And are there any recommendations on the areas that are most concerning to you?
See, the 20th century, a lot of research was done. Why people have succeeded, why some people have failed. The people who succeeded, because of one word, that is attitude. So attitude will take you to the heights of success. Your attitude determines your altitude of success. So what you have to do is, you remove negative thoughts from your mind and replace your negative thoughts with positive thoughts. What you have to do is, empty mind is like a devil's workshop. So what you have to do, you have to set goals. When you set goals clearly, you'll be focusing on some important areas, and you will forget the negativity, toxicity, and you keep moving in the right direction. So you need to set goals in a right way, and you have to engage your mind productively and creatively. So when you do so, what happens, you will not only transform yourself, and also you can build better citizens, and you can build global citizens. So attitude is the main thing which is required for everyone, whether it's at the entry level or at the senior level, whether it's for children or for elderly people. It is the attitude. So build an attitude, because this attitude helps you. There are people have very high experience, but if they don't have negative, if they have a negative attitude, they can't survive. So what you have to do is, you have to emphasize more on attitude. Then comes your experience. Experience is also required, but attitude is the key thing, key determinant factor. and it should be supported by experience. So when you have these two things, sky is the limit for you. You can touch the sky, and never see the downside. See, look at the bright side, and look at the silver lining, not the dark cloud. Don't look
Right,
at setting sun, and look at the rising sun. So be optimistic. It's
right.
not only for boys, for everyone.
Okay, well, especially for boys, you would say that optimism and attitude goes a long way towards success. So that's
Excellent,
something for the
excellent,
younger
excellent,
generation. Yeah,
excellent.
the younger
Thank you,
generation.
thank you. Thanks for adding value, and thank
Yeah,
you for paraphrasing, because I am not able to communicate because of the
I understand.
brain stroke. And thanks for empathizing with me, and thanks for adding value. Thanks for paraphrasing whatever I am saying. So I am grateful to you that you are
I'm here.
empathizing
I'm
with
here.
me.
Yes, I'm here to get you to help you get your message across. But you again, like I say, you're doing more than enough on your end, and it's just a matter of time for you to get back on track. Hopefully, with your illness. So, I have a final question for you. Um, it relates to really adult men, but before I do, I just want to go towards some information about our group. So I'll get back to you in a minute, Professor. Um, there are no limitations to gender, age, nationality, or ethnic groups. All walk of life can participate in our shows. If you want to be a guest on any of our shows or willing to be part of our organization and help us directly or indirectly, please reach out to us. We would love to work with individuals, professionals, experts, community organizations, associations, corporations, government officials, and businesses. Our phone number is 226-289-8784. Our email address is info@voiceofmen360.org. Our website is www.voiceofmen360.org. You can find us on all social media, Facebook group page. Join our group so you can see our daily activities. Please invite your friends as well. Other social media platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Please do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Voice of Men 360. So back to you, Professor, and this is our final question for this program. What are the most significant battles men face today in society, and how do you think that can be turned around?
Uh, I think we have already covered that point. Could you repeat that question once again? The
Okay,
last
so
question.
this really was to deal specifically with men. So I was
Uh,
asking you, what do you think are the most significant battles men face today, and how can they come overcome that?
No, they have to be, as you told, you have to be very courageous. You should be creative, and you should never give up. You have to go in the right direction, so that you can lead your life peacefully, and you can become a global leader. So these are all the basic things, and
Yeah,
be ambitious, not over ambitious.
right.
Achieve success with integrity. In the sense, ethics are very much important. Ethics
Okay.
and etiquettes are very much required.
I was asking you if you can pinpoint any specific area you think they have a problem with, or is it just a general improvement that they need to do?
See, I don't know exactly this point. See, there are so many challenges globally, but the point which you have raised is about people go for too much of there is a too much of information overload. So check that information overload. Take only whatever is required, because life is limited, and
Right.
don't take all information, because we have a lot of information overload. We have to check it, and add to that there is a disinformation, and fake information globally. So we need to check them in the now itself, because there is intolerance. That's one problem globally. Fake information, that is another problem. Disinformation, this is one more problem. These are all the challenges. And corruption, especially in India, corruption is very high. So like that, there are so many challenges. So we can't say exactly that corruption is there only in India. It's everywhere. But in India, it's the challenge is intolerance is one problem. Second, corruption is the second problem. But despite all the drawbacks, we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. That means the world is one family. That's what we Indians believe. Not only Indians, we all, the people across the world, we believe in one thing, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That means the entire family is one. We have to emphasize on universal brotherhood. I admire Swami Vivekananda, and I have dedicated one of my books to Swami Vivekananda on the eve of 150th birth anniversary, because I am a follower of Swami Vivekananda. He is a youth icon, and I have listened to the speeches also. So I was inspired by youth especially, and I think this point which I have raised is that resonates with my thinking, because this is for young people. So I think your point is just, and you hit the bull's eye. So I'm very happy for giving the right information from the right person
Right.
and from the right host.
Thank you. You are very kind. So this pretty much ends. We'll come to the end of our program. But before we leave, would you like to share any contact information that the audience or anyone outside can get a hold of you at?
Very easy. My name is Professor M.S. Rao. M for motivation, S for success. MSRAO. So I have 4 blogs, and I'm available on all social media platforms, especially on LinkedIn, and 2 YouTube channels and 4 blogs. So I am very much available, and I give a lot of knowledge free of cost. And my books are available on Amazon. So a lot of free stuff is available. I give everything free. Morning 4 o'clock I get up. Night 10 o'clock I sleep. Night 10 o'clock I sleep. Throughout the day I keep adding value and making a difference in the lives of others, especially for students. Students are very passionate. I'm passionate about students. I want to bring the change. So this is the message I would like to give on, and the message I would like to share everyone is eliminate ego, emphasize humanity, and emphasize then again empathy, and above all express gratitude. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so very much, Professor. It's been a pleasure sharing the stage with you. Actually, you held center stage, and you did commendably well considering the handicap you have, if I may use that word, regarding your illness. You've come on here. You've demonstrated your ability to wear many hats under different circumstances.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you've
you.
done exceptionally well. So again, we're grateful to have had you on, and we wish you all the best going forward. Thank you again, Professor.
You are
This
very kind. You are very kind with gratitude.
You're welcome, sir. So this ends our program today. We wish everybody a good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.